Tristan and Jess from East Leeds. How does it feel for me? March 2022. What health professionals have you had contact with in the last 12 months?
So, quite a few. Paediatric neurologist, more recently the pain team, which consists of a children's anaesthetist consultant, a psychologist, a physiotherapist. We've been in touch with healthcare professionals from the Migraine Trust as well. So the neuro consultant's the only one in Leeds that he's under, who specialises in children's migraines. So that's at LGI. The pain team's at LGI as well. So all those are all based there. The Migraine Trust, no, that's a national support. And we've accessed that because of the gaps in the healthcare system through the Leeds teaching hospitals.
Were the services that Tristan used joined up?
No, I think the services are they're individual, and they all seem to work in their own little bubble. So it's like the GP. The GP only has a certain amount of care for a child. When they're under a consultant, they can't override anything. So in January 22, when we were in a crisis mode, consultants on holiday, no one to take over. Secretary's saying go to your GP. You go to your GP, go to your consultant, but the consultant's on holiday. Right, well, we can't do anything because he's under a consultant. There is no joining up, no communication. And even when the pain team have tried contacting the neuro consultant, there's a communication breakage there. And it's just, yeah. And you would think, because it's all in one system, one space, it's straightforward.
Can you say more about communication with the neuro consultant?
The communication between myself as the parent and the consultant especially, it's just not there. And then there's just the general listening and actually acknowledging, which I found sometimes is just not being done. And that came from me walking away from a consultation with the consultant, and I was just like, I've just not been listened to.
Did you get all the information you needed to support Tristan?
No, we've had to do a lot of the research ourselves, as in me and my mum. It's been very, very vague especially with the consultant who, up until very recently, has been our main point of contact. Me and my mum and other family members, we've just looked into all sorts. We found out he had these rare brainstem migraines. It was actually, how do you treat a general migraine? The pain team didn't tell us how to treat it. They've never seen it in a child.
Have you had any support as a carer?
No. So the consultants and people haven't actually said, you are a carer, right? I have not been labelled as a carer. I am the one who's labelled myself as the carer, because it has got to the point now where I'm on call as his mum 24/7. I have to be around to support him because it's gone on for so long, and the migraine attacks are so just out of the blue. In a way, I am a carer because I administer his medication every morning, every night. I need some support. So recently I've been in touch with Leeds carers, had a good conversation with them, and I spoke to them, and they've been really supportive, which is one thing, but it only scratches the surface.
What has your experience been of accessing services digitally?
It's been good, easy to access digitally, so the ones we've had, it's where you just click a link. The only downside I'd say about digitally is you can't see the patient or them in person. So actually to get a real feel of how things are is really hard. So out of the two, I think face-to-face definitely, especially when it comes to children.
What one thing about your care did you really value this month?
I think the treatment from the pain team and how seriously they took us and how they listened to the whole history and took their time. I think I really valued that. They're on a time scale, yes, they've got others to see, but actually we were in the room for like 2.5 hours. And that was like a really big commitment.
If you could have changed one thing to make your experience better this month, what would it be?
I think better communication, follow-up calls or emails. I think if that support was there for the parents and for the children, so maybe it's two different things, then I think things would be much better. Because you feel alone.